Dear students, in 3 previous lectures we have discussed solution of linear programming problems through simplex method. In today's lecture we are not discussing problems of simplex method, but we are discussing several specific problems, that is what kind of challenges are there while solving any linear programming problem through simplex method, and then their remedies. Case 1, as you can see, if there is a tie between most negative value of Zj minus Cj. We know that we have to select most negative value of Zj minus Cj if there are negative values of Zj minus Cj in any simplex table to decide the entering variable for next table. Here it is a simplex table of any level of any problem, and you can see Zj minus Cj minus 1 minus 1 0 0 0. That means there are two negative values and both are equal. So most negative value is not unique. It is at two places, maybe at more places, 3, 4, 5 places. So it is a tie between most negative value of Zj minus Cj. Then we have to decide that which variable will enter in next table of this problem. Here, if I select this minus 1 as most negative, then x1 will enter. If I select that other minus 1, then x2 will enter. And as it's written, both are, so that we can choose any one of them. Choosing x2 as an entering variable, you may choose x1 also as an entering variable. So it's about a tie between the mainstream variables x1, x2, x3, x4, that is x series variables are actually mainstream variables of the problem. So whenever a tie between mainstream variables with most negative value of Zj minus Cj, then any of the variables can be picked as an entry variable for next table. But if say it would have been different tie, say minus 1 here, it is say plus 1. For example, it's plus 1, then it's minus 1 and it's minus 1. That means now the tie is between say x2 and s1. If we assume x2 and s1, then we must give preference to x2 in comparison of s1. So in and all we can say there is a certain order using which we must decide the entering variable. On first priority we have mainstream variables x1, x2, x3, x4, etc. in any problem as a choice of entering variable. In second preference we have slack or surplus variable, like here s1, s2, s3 are slack and surplus variable as series variables we can say. And third preference is to be given, the last preference is to be given to artificial variable, not available in this problem, but we know about artificial variables, a series, a1, a2, a3, etc. So that is about their preference order. Mainstream x1, x2, x3, etc. is on first priority for entering variable, then s1, s2, s3, etc. slack or surplus variable as second priority for entering variable, and artificial variables a1, a2, a3, etc. as third priority for entering variable if there happens a tie between most negative value of Zj minus Cj in any table of any problem, any linear programming problem which we are solving through simplex method. Let's talk about second case. If there is a tie between minimum value of Rr, say we can see it at here, it's a table for which certain Zj minus Cj are negative and most negative is chosen as minus 10, then we calculate Rr as 120 upon 4, 60 upon 2 like here. Then replacement ratio is 30 in both the cases. That means there is not a single minimum value of Rr. And using minimum value of replacement ratio, what we do? We select the outgoing, the departing variable. Here as it is same, that means using this 30, s1 may be the departing variable and that 30, s2 may be the departing variable. So we have to choose which one is to be the departing variable, and for that what we do? We calculate separately, writing s1, s2 initially. We have x1, x2, but here s1, s2 because these are basic variables, then x1, x2 written, and row 1 and row 2, that is for which that replacement ratio is minimum, that tie is there. Okay, so we have to take those all rows, and then we have to divide it by the, say, most negative is minus 10, so 4 and 2 are the elements which must be the denominator. So 120, it's 4 upon 4, 1 for x1 there in first row, 5 upon 4 for x2 there in first row, 1 upon 4 for s1 there in first row, and 0 upon 4, that is 0 for s2 in first row, and in second row 2 will be the denominator. So it's 2 upon 2, that means for x1 it is 1, then 2 upon 2 for x2 it's also 1, then 0 upon 2 for s1 it is 0 in second row, and 1 upon 2, that is 1 by 2 for s2 in second row. And then we have to discuss it from left to right, and we observe that the ratio corresponding to column S1 in row second is least possible. As you can say, it's 1 by 4 and 0. So minimum value first of all comes for second row, then it is for first row, but initially it comes for second row. In this order, S1, S2, X1 and X2 are written there, and that's why second row is to be selected as key row, and by doing that S2 will be the departing variable. That's how we have to decide when there is a tie between minimum value of replacement ratio. Case 3, if it is not possible to find any value of replacement ratio. Like this is a table of any linear programming problem which is solved through simplex method, and Zj minus Cj, if you look at it, minus 113 upon 3, that is minus 113 upon 3 is the most negative value, so it is the entering column and x3 is the entering variable. What is the problem? Minus 4 by 9 is first value in this column, then minus 2 by 3 is second value, and minus 1 by 3 is third value. And we know that for 0 or negative values in a column, in an entering column, replacement ratio can't be calculated. So here all values are negative, that means you can see last column replacement ratio is not made there, because replacement ratio can't be calculated. You have to put all dashes because of these all negative values in that entering column. And if replacement ratio can't be calculated, there is no positive element in this column. So in that case we have to finish the problem with this tag, that the problem has unbounded solution. That is, you need not to solve anything further. If with most negative value of Zj minus Cj there is no possible replacement ratio, then you have to go for writing this tag, that the problem or the given problem has unbounded solution. Let's talk over last case, case 4. If an artificial variable exists with non-zero value when all Zj minus Cj greater than equals to 0, that means it's a final table of any problem, like all Zj minus Cj greater than equals to 0. See in this table of a particular problem, m minus 2, m is a very big positive number, so it's a positive value, 0, 4 plus m, 0, all are greater than 0. That means all Zj minus Cj greater than equals to 0 means a last table, but in this last table we have to pick the values of variables. And what about the values? X2 is 5 and artificial variable a1 is equals to 3. In any problem where we have to include artificial variables, in the last table there must not be any artificial variable present in this basic, and if it is present, its value must be 0. But here you can see a1 is 3, so we have to take this value, and this value will make objective function undetermined. How? Because in objective function we have written minus m a1, so that will be minus 3m. So minimum or maximum value, whatever is required of objective function, can't be calculated. And in that situation, in such situation, when in last table, that is when all Zj minus Cj greater than equals to 0, an artificial variable is there in basic variables and its value is non-zero, like 3 here, we have to conclude as the given problem has no feasible solution. That is, the solution is not feasible, or we can say the given problem has no feasible solution. That will be the final conclusion for that particular problem.